city, next stop.
You're crazy in the back heat. Credit is no good for a notion salesman.
Boy, all aboard.
Why not? What's the matter with credit? It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an AFL salesman. Your firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks. Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods. Cash for the fancy goods. Cash for the noggins and the pickings and the furniture. Look, what you talk, what you talk, what you talk. You can talk, you can talk, you can bigger, you can talk. You can bigger, 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 you can talk, you can talk. You can talk, 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 bigger, bigger, bigger. You can talk all you wanna, but it's different than it was.
No way. Gotta know the territory.
Ever meet a fella by the name of Hill? Hill?
Hill? Hill?
Hill? Hill? Hill? Hill? Hill?
No! Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Never heard of any salesman Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line?
Just a minute, just a minute, just a minute. Never worries about his size.
Never worries about his line?
For a doggone pig, he steps up, tanky, celery, big coat, great coat, nothing at the drip for it, every kind of cool inside still. That's just a Harold Hill, Hill. What's his line? What's his line? He's a faking, just know the territory. What you talk, what you talk, what you talk. He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a what? He's a music man. And he sells clarinets to the kids in the town and the big trombones and the red hat gloves and the big scratch face and the piccolo, the unicorn too, with the striped gold braid on the boat and the big red sweatshirt. Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Netherlands picks perhaps and here and there a shoe car. No, the fellow's so fan, always fan. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king and he galaxy, fucks and he shines. When the man dances, certainly boys, what else? Find the page hip. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City will cross the state line into Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Boy.
All right, stroll through. I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never told him in my life, but I know this much. He's given every one of us a black eye. After his work to town over, the next salesman to arrive automatically gets tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on a rail.
But why should he get rode out of town on the rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee a teacher kids to play and to form them and give them to a band with himself as the leader.
Should I figure out any contact with that fella?
Well, not in this trip, not in Iowa. Not even the great Professor Hill wouldn't try to sell the neckbone Hawkeyes out here.
Boy.
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I'll think if I will try.
Don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it. If you want to be wandering around in your drawers all day.
And there
I'm Mr. Squires. I'm looking for a rig for Sunday if you could accommodate me.
Then you ought to see the man who's in charge of hiring rigs. Who's late as usual.
Hey, Gregory.
Marcellus!
You old son of gun. Wait. But Greg.
Hill's the name. Professor Harold Hill.
But Greg, why are you doing here? Why'd you let me know he was coming?
I didn't know it was myself. Besides, how would I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You were a pretty big slicker when you're in the business with me.
Too many cliches the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl, Ethel Toffelmeyer. Boston tees.
Going legitimate, huh? You're up to no good.
So, what's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business. I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
So, give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere with these stuff islands in the band business. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher who will expose you before you even get your grip unpacked.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's a librarian, female.
That's perfect. Just what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. How you gonna start the new pitch?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off her bounds and get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
River City isn't in any trouble.
You have to create something. I have to create a desperate need for a boys band. You remember? So, what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Oh, except the billiard parlor's just put in a new pool table.
Never had a pool table before, huh?
No, just billiards.
That'll do. Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you're completely unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated with the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here is a trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I believe players certainly like proud to say it, was mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with you, my hands are golden. Help me cultivate a forced sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pucks in the table. Pucks to mark the difference between a gentleman and a buck, with a capital B and that rhymes with a P, and that stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversations are going on when they're loafing around that hall? They're trying out Viva, trying out Quebec, trying out tailor-made like cigarette beans, and brag about all on the cover of Telltale Preference Sunset. One fine night, they leave the pool hall, headed for the dance at the armory, libertine men, scarlet women, and ragtime, shameless youth. They'll drive your son and your daughter in the old that is done ambulance today, mass hysteria. Friends, the idol's brain is the devil's playground trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got in trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children's gonna have trouble.
Mothers of River City, heed the warning. Watch the telltale signs of corruption before it's too late. The moment your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knees?
No!
Are certain words creeping into his conversations? Words like swell
Trouble!
and so's your old man.
Trouble!
If so, my friends, you got trouble.
Oh, we got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here in River City.
With a capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
We surely got trouble.
We surely got trouble.
Right here in River City.
Right here.
With a T.
With a capital T.
Got a rhyme with P.
That rhymes with P.
And that stands for pool.
That stands for pool.
Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried to.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. All right, Amaryllis, now your exercises. Sol, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep your fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind me saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
We'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
Here you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much at heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't hold my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you quote Balzac and Shakespeare, another high London breaks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed subject. We're talking about that stranger.
What stranger?
Suitcase, who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think I'd allow a common masher now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
About your standards, you know by me saying so. There's not a man alive who wants to measure up. Except men that fall money and say pass no way. You want it for yourself, and then I have imagination. I would stop it if you were library full of books.
Well, if isn't that the best I ever heard?
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have it?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, you may.
Is that a way to walk into the house?
Hello.
Well, that won't do it all. Have a hug for my boy. The lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Wynne, where are your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you come? I would especially like it very much if you to come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S because of his list. He's ashamed.
No, not as this spell or this.
Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it.
No, thank you, Amaryllis.
Amaryllis! Amaryllis! Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
It's not just because he lives, that's just part of it.
What's the other part?
Never mind, it's just that he doesn't talk very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear, we all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. I do to him. Every night on the Evening Star. You have to do it in the very second seat too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling, you'll have lots of time. If not Winthrop, there'll be someone else.
Never on to an old man like you.
For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my
I'm sure we're all grateful to my wife, Yelei Shin, for leading the singing. As mayor of River City, I welcome all you River citizens here for the 4th of July exercises indoors on account of the weather for the Madison Gymnasium. 407 years ago, the members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreements with the costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watan Negroes of the local wigwam of the Hiawatha will now present a spectacle. My wife, in which my wife, Yelei Shin, will be having a leading part. Mrs. Shin will recover. The Payne's fireworks spectacle, Last Days of Pompey I, will take place providing that the rain stops by 9:30.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, Edward. That's why we all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette's accurate most of the time. You know it, JC.
You wouldn't get very far in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Will you members of the school board stop bickering in public?
All in the world, I would say.
Never mind. Heard there's a new pool table in town.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now just a minute.
Is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want anyone hesitant to get the pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children.
Yeah!
Let's resist Senate corruption.
Yeah!
Let's smite that devil and keep our young boys pure.
Yeah!
May I have your attention, please. Attention, please. I can deal with shovel friends and wave my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Boys Band. Well, think my friends have an ankle tailor hope can beat the gold chime, the rah 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 ta 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 rah rah. Around my friends, handful of trumpeters to do the famous paper walls of Jericho. Open their part of walls come tumbling down. A band will do, my friend, to see a boys band. Do you hear me? I mean, Mercy's got a boys band, and I mean she needs it today. Well, Professor Harold Hill's on hand, and Mercy's going to get a boys band. As sure as the Lord may live in apples. That's got band in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Ted, Fred. And you'll hear the shimmering of crashing cymbals, the rolling of thundering drums, the shimmering of puppets. Ta-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to electric thrill I once felt when John Liberati, Pat Conaway, the Great Creator, W.C. Handy, and John Phillips Sousa all came to town on the same very historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade, 110 cornets close at hand. There followed by rows and rows of finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun, 110 cornets are right behind. There more than 1,000 reeds spring up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were cups timpanis and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons. Each bassoon has its big mouth say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters improvise a full lot higher than the score.
emergency action. That man is a spellbinder. I want his credentials. Grab that hook.
Thank you, Professor. Have to make an example of him. Ringleader. What he does, the gang does.
These old Pete's, let me go.
You wild kid, you're tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We was just walking together. Jeez, old Pete.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing. My little Gracie Senior. Now you stay away from my oldest girl or you'll hear from me until who lays the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you about this band thing over at City Hall. Monday morning, 10 o'clock, sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for it, boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough. And he's got his gang waiting outside.
I'll show you how to bring up a gang. Oh, young lady, miss, what's your name?
Zanita, I don't have any idea who you was beckoning me, Gads.
Do you know Tom the Gilas?
Well, I
Escort the young lady home on the way to the candy kitchen, Tommy.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir. Be Gads.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. You made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh,
You might happen to own that billiard problem and the pool table.
what's her mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor Hill. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates?
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers.
We can put up a bond.
What am I hearing? Say, ice cream.
Ice cream. But I don't sing, young man, if that's your
Fine, talk then. Down here,
ice cream.
talk slow.
Ice cream.
You see, it's just ain't talking. Now you, now you right here. And now you, sir. Ladies, you'll never see one of them without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why? They've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream.
How can there be
Any 7 cents here? Are we sincerely in love? We're in love.
some wonderful caramels over hotel if you'd...
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill?
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street, like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
I wouldn't say that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal basketball at 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town. And I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf in there full of reference books, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Professor Hill?
Oh, Professor Hill!
We're all gone, simply gone.
On the KB.
Everyone's so excited about the band.
I'm Mrs. Doppelmayr! And this is Mrs. Hicks, and that's Mrs. Squires. And of course you've met Eulalie McKechnie Shin. Our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh, I cannot say this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes. I'm reticent.
Of course, Miss Shin, but you must understand, part of my music plans is to form a committee on the dance and... No, wait. Do that again. Raise to your foot. The way you raised it just now.
Oh, well, I have a bunny here that bothers me.
One natural flow of rhythm, one expression of line and movement.
Mr. Hill!
You must accept the ladies' chairmanship auxiliary of the classic dance, mustn't you, ladies?
Yes,
Every move you make bespeaks del salt. Will you say yes?
Eulalie McKechnie Shin. That is a dancing.
Then you
But-
accept?
Yes, indeed. And I would like to
Thank
say...
you. And young lady who plays the piano, Marion Prue. After all, she's a town librarian.
Think a little, talk a little, think a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, talk a little more, think a little, talk a little, think a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, think a little, talk a little, think a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, think a little, think a little, talk a little, think a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 cheep.
Professor, her kind of woman doesn't belong on any committee. Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer, Hamlet, Balzac, cheep, 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 cheep. And the worst thing, of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but I'll tell.
The man lived on my street, let me tell.
Stop!
I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Like Madison Gymnasium? Madison Hospital? Madison Picnic Park? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off! Gave the town a library too.
That's just it. When he died, he left the library going into the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That woman made brazen overtures.
Think a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a little,
She had a golden cup in her eye with a silver voice and a counterfeit ring.
just mellow down and make a feel a cheep, 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 as cold as steel. Here, where women's hearts should cheep, 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 cheep. She left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer, Hamlet, Balzac, cheep, 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 cheep. Think a little, I'm in the field, teeny church, cheep, 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 think a little, think a little, talk a little, think a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 think a little.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you
Mrs. Prue, you do realize the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso.
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your voice that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George, Not that it would be great, I was saying you understand.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, all really great cornet players are Irish. Oh, Wynne, oh, Mendes, oh, Clark.
But sir, we are Irish.
No. That Bridget, sign here, Mrs. Prue. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Now, that is $7 earnest money. Nothing more due until the first installment payable at the opening of the band's practice. Oh, not only the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son.
Would it have
A stripe? Yes, 2 red stripes. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't even get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. So if you get him to play in the band, it'll be a miracle. Where are you from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory is my alma mater.
What's she now?
Gold medal class of Vault 5. Hello, Miss Prue.
Mr. Hill,
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
do you burst in on everyone's home like this?
Marion!
We're not interested.
How did the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really...
No. I'm sure she's a heart just as lovely as yours. Good day to you, Mrs. Prue.
Good day to you, Professor. Marion Peru!
Has he gone?
I hope not forever, darling. Don't you ever think of your future. Gary, Indiana conservation class is Art 5. Now, darling.
Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're in there. I need you to go down to the library and ask Miss Scrub for the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
I've written it all down so you won't have to talk to anyone.
Well, what are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal might help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Zanita, meet me after supper.
Meet you where?
The footbridge. Last time the lumberyard, and now the footbridge. And where will you meet after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? You guys. Oh, Tommy, it's Papa.
Didn't I say get that spellbinder Harold Hill's credentials? I said it the morning of July 4th, 1912.
Yes, George, but...
And now the whole town turns upside down. The school board is sitting up street and down alley instead of attending the city matters.
Mayor Shin, I found something very interesting in this book about the professor's alma mater.
Is who?
His university.
Yes. In fact, that's the only thing I could ever get out of it. Gary Conservatory, class of Art 5.
Yes, but if you'll just take a little bit of time to read about the conservatory, you won't have to look any further. It's on page...
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up to the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon? In this hour of the day?
It could be the band instrument.
The band instrument? I want that band's credentials.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday. In March I got a great Mac and all. And once I got
receive individual instruction in due course time. In the meantime, practice the minuet in G. La di da di da di da di da.
La-di-da, la-di-da.
Sister, I never thought I'd see anything so skunk as that the skunk who call a gold thing. Oh, sister!
Round one for you, Mr. Hill, but I'd better hear some by-gad doing out of them horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of a grand jury. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come, George.
Hold on, I gotta get something from the library.
I've never seen Wynne so happy. Thank you, Professor.
My pleasure, Miss Peru.
Hey, Mr. Washburn, wait till you see the new stuff Professor Hill's taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
The Shapoopy.
Now, a one who kisses on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman who kisses on the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who waits till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girl he's gliding smile. She's his shapoopy, 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 shapoopy.
The girl who's hard to get,
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
but you can't win her yet.
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy. The girl who's hard to get. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
But you can't win her yet.
Get your hand off my daughter!
Papa! Mr. Shin, Your Honor, your daughter and I are going steady behind your back. I'd rather do it in front of your back, but...
I'm going to warn you once more.
Now, George.
I want to bet you down.
I think he needs Pete.
You know what I see in all of you? Reform school. Now get out of here, you wild kid.
Papa, please, it's Capulets like you make blood in the marketplace, you gas!
You watch your phraseology, you woman. Now go home. Mr. Mayor, I wish no about to return from the G list. He's got the confidence of every kid in this town. You'll be waiting in line to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of their broken legs they'll get from tripping over their beards. Now let me tell you something. My fine, young, fine, young. Oh, never mind. Oliver, Jason, Ewart, okay. I want this man's references, and I want him tonight. Don't want him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you for coming to Tommy's defense.
A man can't dodge every issue, a little personal risk is involved. What's the famous quote say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, a brave man only 500.
I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
It's cornet. Mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine, but he tells me about some think system. If he thinks in the minuet and G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor.
The think system is a revolutionary method, but I'll admit I cannot discuss these matters with you in public. But if you allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week.
Pick a little tap, little cheep, 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 turn up, pick a little more. Pick a little tap, little cheep, 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 turn up, pick a little more.
Miss Peru, you must join us outside the office. You were so cute tonight.
Cheep, 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 like a big little princess. Pick a little tap, little cheep, cheep on your floor. You had a golden shimmer in your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you have a skin on top, a dreaming heart, as all your skull here. We think this heart should be cheep, 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 fairy princess. Singing for golden shimmer, the silver shoes. Now it's gold, heart of gold. Here, a woman's heart should be. The professor told us to read those books, and we simply adore them all. Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac. Cheep, 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 cheep. Pick a little tap, little cheep. Where have you been? Fishing.
With Harold. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he said they'd take me there someday. And he told me a song my heart didn't have any ended in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that he went. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that is like my face. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I'll be right back. I have to go shoot amaranth for my live frog. La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
You the piano teacher in town?
Why, yes.
Then you must know about this fella Hill, forming a boys band here.
Yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Sweet little Cupid thimble rigger. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes 15-minute water stop.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell, anvil salesman. But just now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fella's in the raspberry seat in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Dylan over me, and he is not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see through him? He's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professors. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and his scholastic...
Now, wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but
But nothing really, girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
you'll never catch that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've got to leave for it, and I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite interesting.
Takes no salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I missed that train, I'll get fired. And I gotta leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin tot. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me.
Why, you double-deal little... Who do you think you're protecting? That's why every county in Illinois, not the 102 counties, not counting the piano teachers like you could have to keep their mouths shut. Now, one of you's heard the last of me, girl.
Marion! Marion! Marion, who are you talking to just? Why, Professor Hill.
Mrs. Brew, top of the evening, Miss Marriott.
Oh, you and Marion have come down at 6.
I've got some jelly on the stove.
Mama, there's no jelly on the stove.
Well, then put some on.
Shall we set as your mother said?
Well, I...
You did ask me to call.
Professor Hill, is it true that you... What I'm trying to say is, I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Now, Miss Marion, you must believe everything you hear. After all, one hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so me, mother, and Winthrop would have some security. Now, surely you don't believe...
Of course not. That's exactly what I'm saying. Why do people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy, mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Just that, but of course it stands to reason that jealousy and disappointment can lead to, well, take you for instance, your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say if another salesman or someone were jealous, I mean, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What good?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
It just proves you can never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you discuss things.
Miss Marion, I would like to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? It means to bend and all.
We can sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit at a large hollow log over the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk, maybe there 15 minutes.
I just can't. Maybe some other time. Tomorrow?
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows. You'll figure out you collected nothing but a bunch of empty yesterdays. I'd like to make today worth remembering, wouldn't you? The footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Mama? Yes, dear?
I just told the professor I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and saints be praised, it works!
I've been using the big system on you from the parlor.
One Grecian urn. And 2 Grecian urns. And a fountain.
Stop! Listen to this man.
You gullible green grass goats. I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, the highwayman, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady, ever since the first moment he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band. There never has been any band. There never will be any band. There won't be any Harold till either if we don't hunt this man right down now like a mad dog. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you guys believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back. Money back. I want this time.
After him, and when you find him, bring him to the schoolhouse. After him!
All right, Mars, get the rake.
Mine would.
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
It's not 8:30 yet.
Look, if you want to turtle roll around and get yourself caught in a trap, you go ahead. But
Don't worry, I'll meet you hotel plenty of time. Ah, Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
I mean, you're 26 years late. It took me a while to get to the footprint of the fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh.
Well, here I can turn back. But I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier. You went out under the spell of your salesmanship.
Miss Marion, Schluter can't sell you anything.
No, you've given me something. That's why I came.
I don't recall giving it.
Yes, you have. Something beautiful.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were bells in the sky, but I never saw them ringing. No, I never saw them at all till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and noon, there was love. But I never heard it sing. I never heard it at all till there was you. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it at all till there was.
Marion, there's a lot of things you don't know about me. Excuse me, I'm expecting you to Hector Burlois this may be it. Now what?
Salesman, something she's selling me goodbye.
I'd give well balanced, didn't I?
Whoa, she's so far bounced you couldn't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Look at the ring. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Well, yes, we really got to that now, do we?
We don't, or ever for that matter. You see, Harold, the librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately, but she did when he first came here.
Oh, about what?
About Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory gold medal classical. But you see, Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory on file.
Well, there's certainly...
Because the town wasn't built till Lot 6. I'll see you at the social.
You knew the whole time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came.
Why, you little sneaky.
Hey, Grind. Hi. He isn't anywhere around here. Let's go check down by the creek.
Winthrop!
With me here, son.
I'm not your son. Let go of me.
I have to talk to you for a minute.
About what? I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big fat liar?
Yes.
Are you a big dirty right crook?
Yes.
Let me go, you big liar.
What's the matter with you? Want the truth, didn't you? Now you're gonna stand here and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. You're a wonderful kid. I've loved it from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band. So quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I think it's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, that's none of your business right now.
I wish you'd never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Victor, you believe him?
I believe him. The way every kid walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you, and the parents too. Does Mama wish you'd never come?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, I don't, Winthrop. Now go, Carol, please.
Come on, Professor, hurry up.
I can't win throughout.
Why not?
Because for the first time in my life, I actually had my foot caught in the door.
Greg, they're here. That way, that way.
Virtuous triumph! The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And there are those, as I've heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers. I will not say them nay.
I should think some of you ought to forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember what River City was like before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for what he's brought to our town. And I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time. If there is anyone in this hall who doesn't think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, please stand up. Eulalie McKechnie Shin, sit down. Have you people forgotten how you bought expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you people forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Think then.